Hello everyone, this is Kiran Patil. I'm working as assistant professor in Computer Science and Engineering Department, PLE CET, Vijayawada. Now folks, in a previous video, I've discussed regarding the introduction of a management term. Then we have seen the characteristics of management, and then we've also seen the nature of management. Now today we shall see the functions of management, or we can also call it as processes of management. Now, the first function is planning. What is planning? Planning basically is the primary function of management. It is looking ahead and preparing for the future. It determines in advance what should be done. It is conscious determination of future course of action. This involves determining why to take action, what action, how to take action, when to take action. Planning involves determination of specific objectives. Programs, setting up of policies, strategies, rules, and procedures. And also, it involves preparing the budgets. Planning is a function which is performed by managers at all levels. That is, it could be a top level manager, it could be a middle level manager, or it can also be supervisory level managers. Plans made by top management for the organization as a whole may cover periods as long as 5 to 10 years, whereas plans made by low level managers cover much shorter periods. Now, coming to the next function of management is organizing. Organizing is nothing but the distribution of work in group-wise or section-wise for effective performance. Once the managers have established the objectives and developed plans to achieve them, they must design and develop a human organization that will be able to carry out those plans successfully. Organizing involves dividing work into convenient tasks or duties, grouping of such duties in the form of positions, grouping of various positions into departments and sections, assigning duties to individual positions and delegating authority to each position so that the work is carried out as planned. According to Coutts O'Donnell, one of the authors of management, he states that organization consists of conscious coordination of people towards a desired goal. One has to note that different objectives require different kinds of organization to be to be able to achieve them. For example, an organization for scientific research will have to be very different from the one manufacturing automobiles. Now, this is all about organizing. The next function is staffing. Staffing involves managing various positions of the organizational structure. It involves selecting and placing the right person at the right position. Staffing includes identifying the gap between the manpower required and available, identifying the sources from where these people will be selected, selecting people, training them, fixing the financial compensation, and appraising them periodically. The success of the organization depends upon the successful performance of the staffing function. The next function of management is directing. Planning, organizing, and staffing function are concerned are concerned with the preliminary work for the achievement of organizational objectives. The actual performance of the task starts with function of direction. This function can be called by various names, namely leading, directing, motivating, activating, and so on and so forth. Directing involves the following sub-functions. The first one is communicating. It is the process of passing information from one person to another. Leading. It is the process by which a manager guides and influences the work of his subordinates. Motivating. It is arousing desire in the minds of workers to give their best to the enterprise. And the next function of management is controlling. Now, planning, organizing, staffing, and directing are required to realize the organizational directives or the objectives. To ensure that the achieved objectives conform to the pre-planned objectives, control functions are necessary. Control is the process of checking to determine whether or not proper progress is being made towards the objectives and goals, and acting if necessary to correct any deviation. Control involves three elements. The first one is establishing standards of performance. Next, measuring current performance and comparing it against the established standards. Third, taking action to correct any performance that does not meet those standards. Of course, the in-depth analysis of these three steps will be done in the later classes. All right. Now, these are the functions of management, or you can call it as part of the process of management.